Marie, would you like to present the title of this episode?
Yes, the next episode we'll talk about the Ford Lightning shocking news.
Ford Lightning, shocking news, folks. I like this news. So we had a bit of bad news, and we have some good news. Now let's get to this good news. The good news. No, that's not good news at all. That's bad news. We'll keep that for later. So all current Ford EV owners will get Tesla NACS adapter. This is really cool. Really awesome present from Ford. So does it mean if you have currently have an electric vehicle from Ford, for example, a Lightning, a Mach E, you're going to get an adapter so you can connect to those Tesla chargers. So soon, as of next year, 2024, we're all charging on Tesla chargers. So we're going to get an adapter, but also Tesla, as of next year, is going to be modifying their chargers so that we can, our current plugs that we use that Ford uses for charging, that we're going to be able to charge up. So with our vehicle, even if we don't have our adapter, those chargers are going to allow us to charge. So that's fantastic news. And Ford's sending us an adapter for, because those machines, they don't, this isn't software. You can't update it over the air overnight like Ford does with Ford Pass. If you have a Ford, make sure you have Ford Pass, folks. They'll update your vehicle overnight. I was finding that the touchscreen on the Lightning was okay. Well, I said it must be good. I just need to get used to it. But now they made some modifications. I love that touchscreen. I like how things work. I like how, the heated seats, it's touch it once, it goes up once. Touch it twice, it goes up again. Same thing for the fan. So I like how it works. Over the air, fantastic. Now, this is hardware. Being that it's hardware, well, Tesla is going to need between now and 2024 to get their charging stations to adapt so that they can charge Fords. But also on top of it, Ford is going to be providing an adapter. So a nice little present coming in from Ford that's confirmed from Ford CEO Jim Farley, as well as Tesla CEO Elon Musk. So very cool news there. If you want to catch that over on Ford Authority, very nice read. Now a little bit of bad news. And we'll put it in with the electric section because it is kind of electrifying news. But this one, it's shocking. We're going to get a little shock. It's going to hurt a little, but it'll go away with time. It won't leave too much of a mark, except for on our wallets. Originally, if you wanted Blue Cruise, you're paying, a 3-year subscription early on. So it must be back in 21, was $600. Now that 3-year subscription is $2,100, but there's some good news to this. $2,100 is not nice, but what is nice is you can pay $75 per month or $800 per year. So that's where my recommendation would be. Don't take Blue Cruise. You're going to get it if you say no, you're going to get it for 3 months for free. You're going to get to try it out. And then once you really get to try it out, you can decide, do I want to spend, do I love it so much that right away I know, let's just drop $800 per year? Or do I pay for the full 3 years? Or do I just go month by month? So I'd say test it out, folks. So I like that Ford is making it so that it's optional. And here's the good news about it. If you don't take it at all, well, there's your chance to save money. So you can actually have the vehicle, Ford's going to go with the plan of being able to, when you order, say from the beginning, no, I'm definitely not going to want that. So take it right off the vehicle. That way the vehicle can be offered to you for less money. I think choice is crucial. I think it's huge. I think it's important. I think good customer service is based on us, the buyers, getting to choose. No one wants to be forced anything. So that is good news right there. So earlier on in the live, just the numbers, just to show you that I don't just throw numbers out in the air. Engine failures are rare, Ford says, affecting about 0.17 out of every 1,000 vehicles. So roughly, I'm speaking dog, roughly,
Roughly.
roughly, I'm just not going to use the word anymore. You've got about 50 every 5,400 Mavericks having this rear engine failure. So that was for the hybrid where oil could escape and cause problems. So right there, they recalled 100,000, drilling the holes in the pans so that everyone would be safer. So they're not taking any chances. They're not messing around. You can catch that article at the beginning of the show, and it's based on, it was based on recall information that I was privy to way back in the day. But if you want to catch the public, open to the public information, Kelly Blue Book did a very good job, and generally do a very good job of actually providing information, not just, how do you call it? Attention grabbing headlines. Okay, so we're about to get to the Ranger news. I just want to really wrap up the whole used vehicle thing. Another thing you want to try to avoid is just going online, finding a little bit of information, an article or two, and be like, oh, well, this article says I shouldn't buy this vehicle. So, or this YouTube video says I shouldn't buy this vehicle. So there we go. My opinion is made. Because, here's an example from zainvesting.com titled Used Cars That Just Aren't Worth the Money According to Mechanics. Well, how a lot of people read these days is they're just going to go and be like, oh, okay, Toyota Mira, better not buy that model. And then not read the rest. Well, the rest actually says, don't buy it because of, I think it was in regards to styling and that it wasn't that popular because of the styling. And it has nothing to do with a mechanical issue. And that was the case for a lot of these vehicles. Toyota popped up a lot. This one was because of some very serious mechanical issues. So you want to, before buying a vehicle, ideally, read, inspect, do your research, folks. And that's what I had to say about that. Another, quite poor vehicle when it came to repairs. But I really like repairbill.com. Repairbill will give you a good idea of what you're going to put into that model. And if you can live with it, if this is, for example, a Mercedes SL 500, the suspension brakes on seems to be almost all of them. It would appear that's non-scientific, not data-driven. But here's a little trick. You're going through articles and look at the used vehicles for sale. And if you like a model, you like a Mercedes 500 SL, and you see that, heck, a lot of them say, oh, the suspension's been changed. Or a few of them say the suspension's been changed. Same thing for a Porsche 911, 1999 to 2004 era. You go online, you can find out that the IMS bearing is a major issue. But if you can live with that being a major issue, and in advance you're going to put, $3,000 into that plus another $2,000 for its other common issue, and you're like, putting $5,000-$6,000 into a Porsche 911, I'm comfortable with that, while the rest of the vehicle is really reliable. And that's why it's important to really look into it, look into what fails on a vehicle and if you can accept those failures.